Hey guys. Hey Mark. Machine NZ. G'day. Yeah, good video actually. Glad he put it up because I thought it was just me that stuffed up like that. Hey John. Hey Gary. What's everyone up to tonight? It's pretty warm here. It rained last night. I thought today might have been cooler. It was a bit in the morning, I think, but it's back up to 35-ish. Oven says 29. That's not too bad here. Snow sounds fun, Gary. Cool you off a bit. It says 29, but I reckon it's been 35 today. No problems at all. It's a bit rough, actually, the heat, but we're getting through it, and I've been productive today, which I'm really impressed about. Probably not on any of the right things, but I've made some bits, so not a bad effort. Drill bit come in the mail. Anyone who hasn't seen Jimmy Porter's awesome video on trophy giveaway. Stuart Arts, Maker of the Year 2018. In a spare room machine shop. And there's drill bit. So it's pretty awesome to get that in the mail. He's great. He's cast pewter, I think. He's actually pretty awesome. So -6 in Missouri. Pretty fun, actually. It's good stuff. Jimmy's put a fair bit of work into that. Awesome. He does some pretty cool things, actually. He's worth a look. It's good. It's one of my favorite channels, actually, to be honest. I really like to watch his stuff. Got some steel this week and some aluminium. This was just an offcut. I think it's too thick. Make one of these. This little dividing head project, I hope, fingers crossed, the gears are here to go on here this week. I've got a bit of 4140 there for the spindle through the middle. And I've got to cut one of these out of aluminium, which goes on here. And the gears go on this end here, so slowly, slowly, slowly. But hopefully some of the bits will be here next few days. The gears are coming from Japan. Bit of a cheat, but I don't think that you would make a bronze wheel and a ground worm for the same price you can buy them. So that's what I've done. Hey Duncan. This is a good start on the drive for the thread cutting attachment. It's still a little bit long in the tube here. I think it's going to be about 25 mil or something shorter. This drives from the gearbox, and this end drives the spindle. This is adjustable. I'm still not getting close enough, I don't think, into the chuck, so I'm going to shorten this up a bit eventually, probably when everything's working. This bit here's got a slot in it. I've cross-drilled the compound slide screw to take a nice tap fit 332 pin, and I've got a bit of A1, bit of silver steel there that I'm going to make the pin out of. Hopefully that will drive it okay. Absolutely no idea where my Allen key went. I probably put it away when I cleaned up. But this pin here is just secured by these two screws, and then there's a screw in the top here that goes down in the end of the compound slide screw, and that's what holds it in place. So it slips over a pin. It's got a screw in the end, keep it nice and tight. I've got to bore out the compound to fit this diameter, and then we put this in from the outside and put the screw in it. And if we ever got to take this out, we'll make a little brass piece or a steel piece to go over the top of it the same. But that's how it works. This has got four serrations in here for a little dog clutch style thing, and this one's got two with a hole up the middle, and this locks in here like this. This wheel here, so you can get hold of it, and there'll be a hole in here with a spring detent and two little grooves, I think, so that it can click it in place and it doesn't come loose as we're working, and we can click it out there so that it'll freewheel. That's the idea. This is also a bigger diameter, so that there's a stop here, comes up against here, and as the top half of the compound moves back, the stop will actually push this out and disengage it. So we've got auto stop for power feed. So that's what we're working on at the moment. This end, of course, goes down to the gearbox, and it's got a spindle out sticking out through with a gear on the other end, which drives off the spindle. So far it's starting to look like it might work, but there's still a bit of work in these bits. Don't know if anyone's even interested in that, but I'm kind of pleased with it and kind of interested in it, and at the moment I'd like to get it finished because there's a million jobs that need thread cutting. It's kind of how it is. This end, and where it mounts on and where it goes through the casting, probably with some sort of bearing with a change wheel on the other end. Hey Thomas, this is just a push fit in here. It's a fairly tight push fit in here. I'm probably going to do the same as I've done here and drill two holes and back a couple of grub screws out and then Loctite it all together, so it's nice and neat and it's not going to move. So I think that's the best way to deal with this here. And these are just off the shelf components. I 3D printed this, So we've got a square in the centre, stainless steel. That's nice and smooth and everything works well. So hopefully this time next week I'll have most of these bits done. Probably some progress on my dividing head adaptation, and I intend to spend at least a couple of days next week doing woodwork for the core box for my Stewart 400 engine. So that's where we're at with that. That's the trouble, Gary, is there's too many new projects. That's where we're at with this. I struggle to... Today I haven't started any new projects, I don't think. So that's a bit of a milestone breakthrough. I'm pretty impressed about that. You probably all saw the video with these in them. Not any practical use really, and they're not hardened. They're just tempered colours. I just wanted to see if I could operate the oven to make it do that. And I learned a lot about programming it. I don't have a USB mini cable. Apparently there's one in the mailbox today. I got a notification about that. It's here already. Hey Raymond. Yeah, I'm done for today, so maybe there won't be too many more projects today. This is the controller for the oven. It just slips out like that, and it's got a USB mini 5-pin plug there to plug into the computer to run a program. I don't have a plug or a USB plug like that in 2019. I just don't have one. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe I have actually purged some stuff, because I'm sure I have at least 3 or 4 devices in my life that have had this plug. So I've ordered one, and hopefully we'll be able to program this and make it work a little bit easier than going through the menu. But very basic thing, that's the controller for that, for the oven. Don't know what else really I've been doing. I've been using the little Sherline Rotary table and chuck to do these bits. Fairly pleased with how this has turned out. It's really not too bad. This is 01. This is 4140. Not sure. This is probably going to get hardened because it's got 2 little grooves in it for a spring detent. And I think that the spring's going to wear out a gap between them if I don't. So probably going to harden and temper this. Probably going to leave the rest as is, I'm not sure. That's the idea. Thanks, Tony. Good evening. Appreciate that feedback, Tony. Heat treating and using this oven is a very steep learning curve for me. So as we go, you're probably going to see more videos that are pretty basic stuff, because it's not really something I've ever done much of. I've always had, I guess, dreams of doing it, and having this oven's made that possible. It's very easy to get into this loop of having a list of things that you would like to do, and one of them is probably make an oven for a lot of people, and you never ever get there. But I've put some money into the oven, and I thank Stan for making that possible. He really has done a lot to make that possible and get one here in Australia, and to build a 240 volt one. And now I've got it, and it's pretty much is sort of ready to go and plug in, I can start messing about and experimenting with it. Haha. That's actually fairly interesting, Gary. This unit just clicks in and out of a socket, so you can just take it out and program it and put it back in. Designed to do that. It's got actual plug section here, and this just goes in a case, so you can lift it out, program it, and put it back in the oven. It's awesome. Hopefully I'll curse it before I'm done. Hey David. I'm 42 and the list is scary enough now. Some of the big bucket list things I'm actually working on. This is one of them. The Stuart 400 is probably another one. Some of these lathe accessories I really want to get up and get going. Tom Lipton's video on sensitive drill accessory lately has been very topical around here. I'm sort of half tempted to think about that, but I'm not starting another project today. The engraver is working pretty well, thanks to everyone who helped with that. A lot of you guys sent parts and accessories and bits and pieces for it. I've actually got some pretty good engraving. It's it's not too bad. This is just with a single lip cutter in fairly hard steel. It needs a bit of work still, but results so far are sort of passable. And that's quite deep, I think. That those letters are probably just a fraction too big for this job, but we've got some ideas to deal with that too. We've sort of been talking to people and got some ideas about that. Hey, Tommy. I'm too busy making gearboxes and things. I wasn't sure it was Wednesday either, but I thought, well, I'll start the video and I'll double check first, because I'm really, yeah, I was hoping it was still Tuesday, but it's Wednesday and I'm back to work tomorrow, which is a bit tough, but I'm excited to check the mail too. Thanks, Raymond. I'll check that out. I have the latest one. It's actually on my desk and I haven't even looked through it, which is terrible. This is the January one, 2019. It's also got a Centec 2 vertical head attachment. I'm not sure I even want to look at this. I think that's as far as I got. And also making a ball race fixed steady. I got as far as that, well, yeah, I don't know if I want to know about that. Actually, there's a crazy looking mill attachment someone's made for the Centec. I'll sit down and read that. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Thanks for the heads up. I'll have a look at that. Thanks, Machine NZ. The previous one. I'll have a look at that later. Usually they go to work or they go on in my bag, and I have a look when I'm sitting around waiting for public transport, which is a really nice little downtime thing that I give myself that lets me watch YouTube videos or read a magazine or whatever. And normally if I was just driving from place to place, that wouldn't happen. Haven't got the February one yet, Gary, but I'll have a look. Still haven't got to that steady. It's sitting up there in the back. Meant to go this weekend, but got sidetracked with other projects. Ended up making these bits. There's a fair bit of work in them, surprisingly. Actually spent most of this morning cleaning up here. The place is pretty tidy, surprisingly. Except for the buckets of 4140 swarf. Don't know what else is happening. I think we've sort of run out of things to say. Didn't get to check the mail today. Had every intention of getting over there and it just didn't happen, so it'd have to be tomorrow. So there's no... I know that there's some mail from a couple of YouTubers, and I'm really hanging out to have a look at that. But anyway, hasn't happened yet. So I might call it a night. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It's awesome to catch up with you. Everyone's a bit quiet tonight. I'm feeling a bit the same. About all I've done is messed around in the workshop. There we go, Adam. That's what I'm getting off it. Light cuts, you're getting long, stringy blue chips. Heavier cuts, you're getting like chip breaking. So that's with carbide. You take a bit heavier cut, you end up getting a chip break, which is a good thing. But really light cuts, I've got a fairly sharp tool, so I'm still getting surface finish, but light cuts, you get miles of this stuff. Anyway, that's it. Don't sidetrack me anymore. I'm going to bed. Work tomorrow. Thanks everyone, and thumbs up, all that sort of stuff. Be kind to each other, and